Sanbonani, Dumelang South Africa, and welcome to your #1 youth show, Expressions Apakunqaphambili. And Dumlage, Okalasakalubisu Nokanyezi, the brightest star in the galaxy. Here, Expressions Genamhlanje, we put a spotlight on Africa Tech Festival, the continent's leading platform for technology innovators. Sibala Apambukeli, specialists and thought leaders. Zikona, umuzo ke siubuza yo namhlanje ongagunqiyo wena Azaria, nawe Mbukeli apekaya. Are young people abreast with high tech in South Africa and Africa as a whole and its opportunities? Let's get into it.
Right, I can Mbukeli mina igama lami Azaria Wakakhoza. Uhlelo lakho luyintandokazi Expressions has started this very beautiful journey. Now it's time for us to see what transpired on the ground and the anticipation from the visitors at the Cape Town International Convention Center.
So I put disadvantaged places Eastern Cape as Minas windows, so I'm trying to grab much more information and it's Eastern Cape, not Cape Town, because where youth economy Cape Town is up.
This is the biggest show in Africa in terms of tech-wise. This is the biggest in Africa. This is where everybody meets. This is where we can all come together and see how we can collaborate.
For me specifically, I'm interested in the AI part of it, and particularly all technologies around 5G.
Yes, I'm from Mozambique.
So much is happening there, and then you are here at the Africa High Tech. Why are you here?
There's a lot of happening in Mozambique. It happens everywhere. It's happening in Amsterdam, it's happening in Palestine, you know. These things happen everywhere, but this is important because it's about technology innovation. In the future of Africa, as an African, I think we need to learn about what's going on in the world in terms of tech development so we can bring it back to our own countries.
We want to see best practices. You know, as a government, we want to partner with the private sectors. We know that the private sector, they have a lot of solutions, but from the government angle, it's different because it's people-centric. For private sectors, most times you just want to make profit. So we're trying to see how the government can, you know, serve our people better.
My interest is really on around how to use AI in creativity.
Young people are born and trained from a young age with regards to technology, being IT savvy, but mostly from an end user point of view, not understanding what happens in the background, how it all comes together in the background. And sometimes they're not aware of the risks involved in it, and sometimes they're not aware of when something happens, how to deal with it or what to do.
There's definitely room for growth, I think, right? There's a lot that's happening in our industry that sometimes not necessarily there's access to that information, but I think definitely young people are on the come up as far as technology is concerned.
The main reason why Africa is a little bit slow compared to Europe and America is because of infrastructures. So if we start building strong infrastructures for technology, you know, everything is going to be okay. But we have examples like West Africa. You go to Ghana, Nigeria, you go now to Rwanda. They are building strong infrastructures, and we're catching up. So slowly we are getting there, and we have a good example of African startups raising, you know, millions in funds. These are tech startups. So I'm optimistic about Africa.
Look at young people today. They are much more exposed to what we grew up with. So they're much more tech savvy and they find it very easy to learn. So I think we are seeing a generation of young people that are going to be much cleverer than us because of the technology that they're exposed to.
Je suis venu du Tchad avec deux objectifs. D'abord, c'était pour participer à l'Expo, Yali Expo, qui regroupe tous les alumni qui ont participé à Yali Expo. Et associé à ça, c'est pour participer à Africa Tech, pour voir un peu l'innovation, la création, l'intelligence africaine au service du développement.
This is one of the industry flagship events that happens every year. So if you are in communications or in technology, or even now, with the advent of AI, this is a place to be, to come and learn and network and meet new people.
Don't move a muscle.
Siphinde sikwamukele mbukelo sabukele expressions khona la kunqa phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Uma ngabe usanda ukungena namhlanje we are talking about the Africa Tech Festival which went down in Cape Town. Umbuzo sibuzayo lapho hlelweni namhlanje uthi are young people abreast with the high tech technology right here in South Africa nakwizwekazi iAfrica as a whole and its opportunities of course. Umdidiyeli wethu Mziyanda Mbedla spoke to some of the key people that were at the exhibition. Let's see what went down.
This is a German company.
Yes, Flex
And
Optics.
then you are a South African. Tell us about the combination.
Okay, so Flex Optics is a German company, and we are a technology company as well as a logistics company. So what Flex Optics does, they provide universal transceivers. Universal transceivers are basically transceivers that are compatible with just about any system vendor. So that makes network engineers' life simpler because you don't have to worry about buying products from one specific vendor if you have a multi-vendor system. For instance, if you're using Juniper, Cisco, Huawei, our products are compatible with all of those vendors using the Flexbox. So this is our product, the Flexbox. We're here to not just participate and show our products and find customers, but also to support the South African peering community. We get involved with universities. We encourage university students to come because the knowledge that is shared in university, what you study, in terms of the knowledge that is imparted from university is different from the theory is different from the practical. So what we do is we invite the students to all these events, and we are also supporting a lot of students to attend these kind of events, even if they're still in high school. We do fellowships, and we support fellowships as Flex Optics to allow them to come and get knowledge. And we also do training, not myself, but my colleagues do training as well for network stuff.
So we are providing solutions which help our people to add value to human beings. For example, now as EDCH, we are providing roaming solutions. When you traveled from today from Johannesburg, you are going to Botswana, or you're going to the UK, or you're going to Russia, you need to be able to use your mobile. We provide you the technology that enables you to be able to use your mobile, and that is adding value. At the same time, nowadays you go to a foreign country, you want to buy a local SIM card. Many people complain roaming is too expensive. Now when you buy a local SIM card, you have to go and queue, show your ID, and the registration itself can be quite cumbersome. We provide you an eSIM solution whereby you don't need to go to the shop. You can do everything from your mobile handset. And I mean, as EDCH today, I mean, as all of you know, that Dubai is the second busiest airport in the world. I'm happy to say that our company EDCH, we are saving all those mobile operators, all that traffic, we are saving them, those tape records in Dubai. And learning from there and having the global view of what is happening is helping me to know that actually what I thought I knew, I realized I didn't know. So we think it's important for our people to take the knowledge which will help them to be able to do the things which are relevant to them. For example, we are talking about innovation now. We are talking about AI. We are talking about machine learning. We are talking about data scientists. We need people today who knows what is happening there in the world so they can add value. So that instead of just going through their mobile phones and just checking things, but they must look for things which are relevant to what they are doing so that we can solve solutions.
Can you share the story behind Latitude 59 inception and the training with South Africa?
Yes, so Latitude 59 was actually born already over 12 years ago when Estonian startup community kind of came together and understood that we need an event where we showcase our success stories, but also talk about the startup ecosystem, building, have like different case studies. So this is how Latitude 59 was born, and we, like my team, has continued that mission for the last 3 years, and now continuing as well. And we have just brought it a bit more global than ever before. Latitude has grown to a platform where we connect the innovators from all around the world. And last year in Estonia, we had 65 countries already represented, over 55% people coming from abroad, and that is also a result of having satellite events in Kenya and Singapore.
Sir, you're from Botswana, and then Botswana has a new regime.
Definitely,
What's your take about it?
Look, I think the democratic process has happened. We're incredibly excited about the new government that is coming in place. It's definitely a very energetic young government. Lots of people in there who are really looking to make a positive change, and we're really looking to drive innovation. And our president has set the tone for exactly how we're going to go forward as a country. And more than excited to get started on this journey.
How far is Botswana when it comes to technology?
Look, we are definitely growing. It's taken some time. We started first by digitizing some of the government services, of which about 108 government services have been digitized to date, where these services allow people to do things like get a license online, allow people to be able to register for a birth certificate online, register their marriages, etc. And it's projected that this year we're going to increase those services even further. And the real truth is we used to have an issue of connectivity in a lot of our countries. That gap is now starting to be closed over and over again. And so it's now up to us, the young people, to decide to build solutions that help people and ultimately be able to decide our own destiny. So let's stand up as African children and actually build solutions that solve problems, and ultimately we should be able to solve our own problems.
We do custom-made software development. We are one of the creators of the Estonian National Data Exchange platform, X-Road, and we have contributed to several e-government solutions. This is a great collaboration platform for us, like all of the ICT companies. And here I actually also represent the Digital for Development Hub, an EU initiative. And about a year ago, I was chosen as the regional chair for Europe for this private sector initiative. And we're also a part of the Global Gateway Business Advisory Group, digital subgroup. So also trying to push this private-public partnership side on EU level.
Keep your eyes glued to the Venkileni. Do not move a muscle. You're watching Expressions.
Siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli sabukele Expressions right here on SABC 1. Uma ngabe usanda ungena mbukeli namhlanje sikhuluma ngezobuchwepheshe and siyabuza lapha ekhaya ukuthi are young people abreast with the high tech in South Africa and Africa as a whole with its opportunities as well. Now it's time for us to hear the reaction from the young people who attended this prestigious event. Our Deputy President Paul Mashatile was also there, and also the Minister of Communication and Digital Technologies. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah. All the way from China. Is it your first time to be here?
Yeah, it's my first time to come to South Africa. Also my first time to Cape Town. Yeah, first time I want to come in and to experience the Africa tech the last day.
But did you enjoy?
Yeah, of course. I think the whole range and the brand and the technical company as so much I have never met before.
Sifunde okuninzi ukubaleka kwe-technology esisiyazi yonke izinto ezininzi zenziwa nge-technology, especially abantu abasesikolweni ndingabakhuthaza ukuba bachoose le career ye-technology because sifunde ngo-IA, clouding, troubleshooting, nokwakha udlelwana nabanye abantu abasuka kwamanye amazwe ngoba sibonile abantu bakhona from China, US.
I made a lot of network for my businesses. You know, I'm in the catering restaurant business. Also, I'm creating an app on the other side. I'm a musician. So I've learned a lot here and I made a lot of network for my businesses. on this Africa Tech event.
Sebenzela i-organization ekuthiwa i-GRIT, which is Gender Rights in Tech. So umsebenzi wethu esiwenzayo ukuthi sibone ukuthi iziphi izinto ze-technology esingazenza ukuze abantu bekwazi ukuthola isizo ey'ndaweni ze-gender based violence. So sinento etholakala mahhala ku-Google Play no-App Store ekuthiwa i-application. Mawuyi-downloada uyisebenzisa mahhala and thina sikhokhele i-arms response ukuze wena mawupressa no-panic button udinga usizo nge-gender based violence, i-arms response iyakwazi ukuthi ifike izokusiza la udingakala khona ukuthi ube khona usizo. Izinto ey'ningi engiphuma nazo is ukubona kahle kahle ukuthi umsebenzi lo esiwenzayo thina baningi abantu abayimisele ngayo, but okubalulekile kakhulu ukuthi ziningi ezinye izinto engiy'fundile engabona ukuthi kulo msebenzi esiwenzayo singakwazi ukuthi siy'nanezele ukuze umsebenzi wethu uqhubeke ube ngcono.
So do you think abantu abatsha basemakhaya nakwezinye indawo i-platform such as this funeka bazi-embrace?
No, kubalulekile kakhulu. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi bangathiwa mhlawumbe nje i-Afritech iyafika noma i-KZN kancane ukuze abantu bekwazi ukubona, because asingakhohlwa ukuthi akusiwo wonke umuntu ongakwazi ukuthi afike ezeKapa, and ukuthi abantu bazi ukuthi i-technology yenzani ibalulekile, ngoba ngibonile ngomsebenzi esiwenzayo ukuthi izinto ey'ncane nje ze-technology engenza ukuthi abantu impilo zabo zibe ngcono bayathanda ukuthi bayithathe, but inkinga ukuthi abafundisekile ngokuthi zisebenza kanjani nanokuthi ziyini.
I have learned a lot and I have shared what I am doing in the communities, and some companies are really interested to work with us as Gussie Pride.
The conference has been set up very well because we've covered a lot of fields with your finance tech or fintech, as they put it in short, as well as cybersecurity, issues of cybersecurity, as well as looking at issues of HR in terms of upskilling South Africans, or rather IT personnel, to catch up with the rest of the world. Also, the AI Summit also contributed quite a lot of things, that we should not necessarily be afraid of AI, but we must use it as a tool to enable us to be more productive than we are. So in that sense, I appreciate the conference because it gives you a broad perspective of how much ICTs are an enabler of business.
AfricaCom has always been a unique one. It's the biggest telecoms event on the continent. Everybody comes here to get to network and see new things. So for me, this year has been remarkable, as I've always been. I've been coming here for the last 15 years. And every year you get to meet new people and get to see new things. So it's remarkable. It's an event that is just out of this world.
We think this is very important for our advancement. It's part of the priorities of the government of national unity. Because everything we do these days requires technology, artificial intelligence, and that's why we think this is very important. We'll be able to reach out to rural areas. We need to train our children, because it's important that we as South Africa and the African continent should not be left behind as the world progresses in terms of the digital economy.
And we are here to tap into the expertise of the private sector, but also to say that as government we have a role to learn from the private sector, and also to make sure that those interventions help us to deliver services better, quicker, faster, and that we can reach everyone. Digitization is a priority of the 7th administration, as the Deputy President said, and our focus is how do we use those solutions to ultimately connect every South African in the country.
We must make sure that young people have access to technology so that they can be part of this developing world. Our young people must not be left behind. So they like this, and we're going to make sure that training becomes one of the key aspects of this development. It's part of our priority as a government to make sure that young people are trained in various skills to ensure that they become key as we drive transformation. And digital technology, artificial intelligence should be part of the daily lives of what our children are learning and what they do.
Ake Azaria nawe mbukeli apho ekhaya siqwela siqonqotha ngolo hlobo. Thank you so much for joining us in such an impactful discussion. And when Azaria, it looks like, you know what, Africa and young people of South Africa could really be on the forefront when it comes to technology and artificial intelligence. exactly now we have such opportunities.
Exactly. Hayi ke mbukeli sethemba ukuthi nawe lapha ekhaya kukhona ukuqoshaqoshile kulesiqephu sethu sanamhlanje, and we have also learned ukuthi ezobuchwepheshe zingasiza ukusimamisa impilo zethu. Right now Nikki V is standing by yena uthi khanyisa. Bye.
inhliziyo yami ihlala ibalisa njalo sephele ngishithemba ngisama ngiyale